hotspot for lunch, dinner, or a quick bite? Bubba's 33 in the Colony has it all. With wall-to-wall flat screens, signature half-pound burgers, handmade, stone-baked pizzas, and the coldest beverages around, we've got what you're craving. Visit bubbas33.com for more information or to order online. Bubba's 33, food for all.
Hello and welcome to LSMN Game of the Week here on YouTube. I'm Brendan Selke alongside my partner Alex Salazar. Tonight we have some Battle of the Axe action between the Marcus Marauders and the Lewisville Fighting Farmers. It's going to be a good game tonight. You know, Lewisville fighting for a playoff spot. What do you see out of them?
Right, Lewisville is fighting for a playoff spot. In their last game was a big win against Flower Mound, 79-38. Of course, their main man, Adrian Banks, he had a great game, 30 points and 8 three-pointers in the game. They're looking to win out for the rest of the season. They already have a playoff spot clinched, but they can move up ahead of Hebron, who's in third, if they win out for the rest of the season. And of course, on Tuesday, Hebron and Lewisville will play. Now, what are you looking at for Marcus tonight?
Yeah, it's not so much of a great season on their end. They got a new head coach in Matt Wright this season. He's been trying to make a new identity. They got a bit of a younger team. Hef Stibert, in fact, is their only senior. So, I mean, this team's young. They've only won 2 games this season in district play, but they're going to come in here and play spoiler. You got to remember, this is a big rivalry we have on the court tonight. This is the Battle of the Axe, his second game. Marcus is trying to even it up. This can be a big game for them. They're going to come out strong. I think they're going to play good. I think this one's going to stay close. So, you know, both sides going to play good. I mean, seniors are going to have to set up here. Hef Stibert's going to have to play well because Marcus is down James Beckett and Dominic Harris, who are 2 of their best players. So it's going to be a tough matchup tonight, and they're going to have to find a way to contain Adrian Banks.
Right, and you mentioned that this is going to be a huge rivalry. I've seen a couple of Lewisville fans wearing shirts that say Beat Marcus, so obviously a lot of high tensions here between these 2 schools.
Yep, just trying to feel the fire, and it's going to be a fun one tonight. And we'll be right back starting tip-off right here on LSMN. Hello and welcome back to LSMN Game of the Week here on YouTube. Marcus versus Lewisville. Historic rivalry. We got a lot of implications on this game as they get their introductions out of the way after the national anthem here tonight. You know, they just announced Adrian Banks. That's something Marcus is going to have to watch out for. What do you think they're going to have to do to contain him tonight?
Yeah, you got to at least double team him every time he gets the ball because, I mean, obviously you saw what happened with Flower Mound. They did not survive. 30 points and 8 3-pointers.
Yeah, you just got to find a way to contain that. I mean, he was shooting like Stephen Curry out there, so, you know, he's going to find a way to shut that down, and I'm sure if they can do that, this will be competitive. I mean, last time out, this game was kind of close. I mean, only 11-point victory for Lewisville, looking at these two teams. So, I mean, if they can keep this one close, I think Marcus does have a chance tonight.
You mentioned he's shooting like Stephen Curry. Maybe the Mavs should have traded for him instead of Kyrie Irving.
Hey, who doesn't like Stephen Curry? So, I mean, I'm sure he looks up to him and everything. As they get underway here. As Marcus is about to have their introductions. I mean, Marcus's last game, they only close 4-point loss to Hebron. I mean, looking at their schedule, you run through it, and it's just close loss after close loss. I mean, there's not a lot of times where they're kind of getting dominated in the court. I mean, most of the time, maybe 10 points is their max use most of the time, but it's close in these games for Marcus. It's not like they're getting outplayed or anything like that.
I mean, right, like you said, in the last game, it was only 56-52 with a loss to Hebron, so it's not like they're getting dominated every night. It's almost like every time they're getting onto the court, they're getting unlucky. Maybe in this game, if they hit a couple more shots than they did in their previous game, they can come out with a huge spoiler victory.
Yeah, especially here at the Lewisville's fighting for a playoff spot. I'm sure Marcus, they would love to end off this season kicking one of their biggest rivals out of the playoffs. I mean, that's definitely one way to end the season there.
Yeah. Right now, Marcus is just playing for pride, so hopefully they're looking for a big-time win against one of their biggest rivals.
Yeah, young team only has one senior, new head coach again. They just had a past head coach and Coach Rodriguez who left this past year to go coach a different school, and then they got Matthew Wright over from Flower Mound this past year. I mean, he brings a good feelings to this team and motive, and he tries to drive this team to victory. I mean, I've talked to him before, even in our past LSMN episode 5. If you want to check it out, we had a whole package on him. He's a great guy. Talking to him, you can notice he wants to motivate the kids to play here and all of that. So he's a great coach. They're just trying to change things around here.
Right, and like you said, this is a young team, so maybe in the next year or two, as they get more experience, they can maybe win a few more games, maybe head to district.
Yeah, I think this team next year is going to be good. They have a lot of good upcoming juniors and sophomores. And again, they're only losing one senior this past year in Hef Steiberg.
All right, you ready for a great game tonight, Selkie Smooth?
Oh, yeah, I'm feeling it, Salazar. I'm feeling it. I mean, who doesn't want a rivalry matchup on Friday night come close out the season here as we're coming around the end of the year? As Marcus wins the opening tip-off. As Dudley cycles it back over the top, and Steiberg gets his first touches of the night.
Good passing here by Marcus so far.
Yeah, moving quick. Coming on, pulls up, and it just banks out to start this game.
Unlucky bounce there for Marcus.
Yeah, good quick possession to start. And in the corner, and he hits Traylon Green.
Great shot there from Traylon Green, the senior here for Lewisville.
Yeah, they're going to definitely a three-point shooting team. Marcus is going to have to find a way to contain that, as we spoke of in the open.
Good fake out there.
That's Luke Susko from the Marauders as he tries to set up this Marcus offense. Gives it inside to Dudley. Hits back out to Cornett, and that one just rolls out. But a good pickup there by Dudley to get the rebound.
Yeah, good size there by Dudley. Way to get the rebound.
As Ramadan pulls up from deep. And he just kind of airbails that one.
I don't know what happened there. Maybe the wind.
Yep, maybe early in this one, so you know. As now Princeton Green gets his touches. Back over to Traylon Green. Good play over there to find Banks in the corner, and his just banks out.
That's the first time we've heard Adrian Banks' name all game. It looks like Marcus is doing a good job of containing him thus far in the game, but every time you go up against Lewisville, you think that you've contained them, and then you look up at the scoreboard and he's dropped 30 on you.
Yeah, they definitely have to watch those corners. He definitely lives in his 3 points, so As Princeton Green sets up this offense here. Able to drive in and working on Dudley. And this one just kind of rolls out. Some missed shots here early for both sides.
There's a great move in the post there. He just can't finish it. You got to look to finish those ones.
As Susko has it. Steibert's got to find someone to pass to here. Finds Dudley. As Susko tries to give it back to Seibert, and that's going to be a travel there on Marauders.
Yeah, he almost got out of it, but one too many steps. That's going to be a travel every day.
Yeah, a lot of ball movement so far from the Marauders. Just not a lot of open shots for them. Lewisville's playing some good lockdown defense to start.
With a high-scoring team like Lewisville, you'd expect them to have a lot more by now.
As the Farmers work this ball around and try to get it back inside.
Marauders doing a good job containing Banks this far.
Just trying to watch him, and just as you say that, he gets it behind the Marauder defense, and he draws a foul.
Like you said, just as I say it, Banks finds a way to get free and draws a foul, gets to shoot two at the line here.
Yeah, just kind of a quick movement. He kind of just moved behind Susko, who wasn't watching his back. He was open in the middle of the paint. So Adrian Banks, who dropped 30 in his last game, looking to find his first few points of the night here in the line, will shoot two.
This is the first one, maybe the student section there for Marcus got in his head.
Yeah, nice grab to 9 in the Battle of the Axe. And Banks hits the second one. Quick 4-0 lead for the Farmers. Almost 3 minutes into this one.
Marcus's offense has got to show up. If they want any chance of beating this Lewisville team, they got to match them in scoring.
And they have Steibert in the corner, and he just misses that one. Not enough power on it. As now Traylon Green rolls in. Tries to go for a little bit of reverse layup there. Eyes to Cornett in the paint, get their first points of the night.
Good pass there.
Now we're moving quick. As the Farmers try to drive in here. And they're going to call a jump ball.
Great defense there by Marcus.
And it's going to be the possession error for Lewisville.
That's another way Marcus is going to win this game, if they can match them in offense and be better on defense.
As Green drives in and hits that nice hook layup.
Tough bucket there by Traylon Green.
Ramming in, who's leading this offense as a sophomore. As you know, Marcus down two of their big guards, and Beckett and Harris both out with injury. As Dudley drives in, goes for the layup and just misses. But a good fight for Marcus to pick up their own offensive rebound.
Good offensive rebound there by Marcus.
And now Susko pulls up from a long two there. Maybe it's going to be a three, actually.
I thought his foot was on the line, but
I'm sure Marcus will take it as Green pulls up.
Yeah, Marcus isn't going to say, no, he was on the line.
They'll take their points. And Susko draws a foul. Back-to-back good offensive possessions on his part for this Marauders offense.
It was a great end-to-end drive there by Susko. So we see the replay here of that drive. Behind the back. And then on Banks, he gets in the bite, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, definitely cannot get Adrian Banks in foul trouble for this Farmers offense.
Yeah, the Lou need him in this game.
Susko hits his first.
Some changes here for Marcus.
As Jackson Seitz comes in, as well as Nixon Warren. And Susko hits both. As Princeton Green sets up this offense. Find Banks some good ball movement.
Yeah, like you said, good ball movement here from the Farmers.
Traylon Green trying to bake, and this one drives in, able to get some space.
Good post move there.
Yeah, some good quick points here. So far back and forth early.
And that's not the type of game Marcus wants to be in with this team. They want to get ahead of Lewisville, as they know this is a high-scoring team.
And Susko pulls up, and he's feeling it right now. He's got the last 8 points for this Marauder offense.
Susko gets the bounce there from the rim, and he gives Marcus the lead here.
As Lewisville's driving in, it's going to be a foul called on Nixon Warren. Will shoot 2 here. Yeah, you're speaking of, they don't want to really go back and forth in this one to the Marauders because, like, this is a high-scoring Lewisville team. They're definitely going to have to find a way to contain them and kind of just play in the lead. It's going to be a hard thing to do with how much this team scores, but you're definitely going to look to try to get a lead and hold that lead.
Right, and this is another thing that Marcus wants from this Lewisville team. Missed free throws. When you get opportunities like this, you need to make them here at the line.
And that's 1 for 4 in their 4 free throws so far for this Lewisville offense.
Yeah, that cannot continue for Lewisville. When you get to the charity stripe, you have to convert.
As Raminen works.
Yeah, that's a foul every day.
Yeah.
You can't do stuff like that. You got to be smart here.
Definitely things both sides are going to have to watch out for is definitely those fouls and then Lewisville hitting their free throws when they get them.
As we look at the replay here. Yeah, he kind of sticks an elbow out there, so that's not something you can do when you try to set a screen. You got to be like a statue.
This offense definitely working around both the greens. Because now this post work is moving in, and what a play there by this Lewisville center.
Yeah, what a move there. What a drive, what a fake. What a shot.
As
What a
Susko
steal.
leaves it. And that's Traylon Green who drives in and one.
And this is exactly what Marcus doesn't want. They were feeling good. They felt like they had the momentum. And then some quick points here from Lewisville. And now they're going to have a shot at the line. Hopefully they can convert and get a lead back.
Yeah, just 2 quick fouls that you just can't have. You had that screen foul and then, of course, the turnover. Once 8-10, and then in about 5 seconds turns 12-10.
Another thing Marcus is going to need, they got to have this crowd behind them.
Yeah, nice student section tonight as Frankie Chakpo comes in for his first time. Another sophomore on this Marauders roster. Young team, as we spoke of earlier. As Traylon Green hits his free throw.
Yeah, and like you said, this is a young team that could make some noise in the future. They just need some experience. They only have, like you said, 3 centers, or 3 seniors.
As Frankie's open in the corner, and he hits. He's got that 3, both hitting threes to start for both sides.
And that's what Marcus needs. They need some threes.
Yeah, gonna have to keep up with this Lewisville offense. As Traylon Green sets up against Seitz. He kicks out, finds Brown in the corner, and it will be a travel call on Landon Brown.
Yeah, that's some costly turnovers here so far by both teams, but there's another one by Lewisville. So both teams got to avoid those costly turnovers like that.
Yeah, just kind of back and forth to start. 13-13 with 1:47 left in the first quarter. Raminen works, got 2 on him now, and he will lose it. Gives this one up to Traylon Green. He gets the easy layup.
Lewisville's defense is just suffocating the Marauders so far. It's Green with the steal there. So and there's another turnover from Marcus.
And this one's Landon Brown, and he drives in. That will be a foul called. And they're going to say travel.
Oh, travel.
It's going to be a turnover. Landon Brown, both times he's touched the ball so far, travels.
I think Marcus catches a break there. I would have called a foul on that one.
Yeah, had a hard drive in there. Then again, Marcus is having a hard time coming out of their backcourt.
See the replay here. Yeah, Lewisville's defense is causing issues for Marcus, and
they're actually going to change the call here, not call a travel on Lewisville, call a foul on Marcus. As Traylon Green's trying to set up this Lewisville offense. Landon Brown works. And he turns it over. It's going to fall on it. I'm going to say jump ball and Marcus ball as they have the possession arrow.
Yeah, as you look at the replay here, Landon Brown trying to make something happen, and then he gets his pocket picked there.
Yeah, he's touched the ball 3 times. He got 2 turnovers right now. Still almost a little too much, and this Marcus defense is collapsing.
Yeah, you got to avoid those turnovers there.
See if Rogers can get out of their backcourt. Now Frankie takes it up the court.
Yeah, that's been the issue for the past few minutes. Marcus hasn't even gotten an opportunity to get out their backcourt. This is a foul.
Almost there it is, but it's going to be a reach-in foul by Princeton Green.
I mean, that's the risk you take when trying to play some suffocating trap defense. You run the risk of getting those reach-in fouls.
Yeah, you get the press. As we have just under a minute remaining in this first quarter. Almost loses it again.
For a high-scoring offense like Lewisville, their defense has really been the star of the game so far. Lots of turnovers, lots of mistakes that they've made Marcus commit.
Yeah, definitely suffocating this Marauder offense. Finally getting set here is Marcus. As now Cornett drives in, and he loses it and tries to get it back in, but steps out of bounds. And there's another turnover.
If things like this keep happening for Marcus, they don't stand a chance in this game. You gotta cash in on your chances, especially when things like that happen.
Now Ramadan takes this one up with 23 seconds remaining in this first quarter. And now Dudley makes a nice move. It's gonna be a foul called here on Traylon Green. It's gonna be another reach-in foul. Marcus is going to need some points here to end out this first quarter.
Yeah, Marcus has got to cash in on some of these. They can't go empty-handed each time they go up the court.
And ramming in. He works back around to Seitz. Sits out to the top of the key, gives it off to Dudley. Got 5 seconds here. Dudley drives in.
Put up a shot.
He pulls up and he just rims out, and that misses. That's going to be the end of the first quarter here as the Farmers are up 18-13. And we'll be right back here on LSMN Game of the Week for the second quarter.
This is AV Sports Broadcasting at Tech East. We focus on sports media and live studio production. The class live streams LST games on YouTube. We also produce Overtime, a bi-weekly sportscast with highlight reels, news packages, and everything produced by students. So if you're interested in video production and editing, or if you just have a passion for sports, this class is for you. Scan the QR code to get more information, and maybe we'll see you on TV.
Looking for the new hotspot for lunch, dinner, or a quick bite? Bubba's 33 and the Colony has it all. With wall-to-wall flat screens, signature half-pound burgers, handmade, stone-baked pizzas, and the coldest beverages around. We've got what you're craving. Visit bubbas33.com for more information or to order online. Bubba's 33, food for all.
And welcome back here to LSMN Game of the Week. After one, it's 18-13 Farmers. Alex, what are you seeing out of this first quarter so far on both sides?
I'm seeing some mistakes here from Marcus, which is caused by this Lewisville defense showing up. Not really known for their defense, more known for their high-scoring offense.
As Green misses his first shot of this second quarter.
Marcus desperately needs points right now.
Been on a scoring drought as Pinky Chekpo tries to work up the court. It's inside to Warren, who kicks back out. Had a shot there with Chekpo, but decided to give it back off to Cornett.
Just didn't really like the look there, because right now, not really focused on getting threes. You just need points. He had a really good look there. I would have put it up.
Yeah, Seitz had one inside the key and decided not to take it, and now Traylon Green works back up to Landon Brown.
Once again, another costly turnover by Marcus. Things like that can't keep happening. They got to change something.
Now the Farmers settle in here, and Banks shoots a three, and he misses, just not enough on it. And now Cornette's back on the drive, and he misses the layup, but a nice little putback there by Seitz.
He gets the and one as well.
That's just a heck of an effort there, even went into his own teammate to get those extra points there. It's exactly what Marcus needed. Coming back on that fast break there and getting the layup.
Yeah, like you said, it's exactly what they needed. It's what the doctor ordered there for Marcus. They got to convert somehow, whether it be second chance points, points in the paint, threes, field goals. They got to do something to get back in this game.
So now Tommy Scott will come in for the Farmers. And Seitz has one, and he misses, but it goes straight back out to the Marauders. Have Seibert at the top of the key, and he hits. That worked out for the Marauders.
And just like that, they're back in the game. That's exactly how Marcus gets back in this game. The rebounds and threes.
I'm sure they drew up that missed free throw to set up an open three at the top of the key.
Oh, absolutely.
This one gets kicked back out to Tommy Scott, and he misses. And now Marauders are on the break. And this one just gets poked out from behind by Traylon Green. Now he has his open way for the easy layup.
You know, Adrian Banks has been somewhat quiet in this game so far, but it looks like they don't really need him right now necessarily. Looks like they are doing good, especially when things like that happen.
Yep, just another turnover there by the Marauders. Yeah, and Traylon Green's had himself a night. He's been kind of the one stepping up for this Farmers offense.
Right.
So now Princeton Green takes it up the court. He's fighting Farmers, playing aggressive so far. Forcing turnovers, and now Banks is open in the corner, and he misses once again. 0 for 3 from deep so far.
Yeah, this doesn't look like the Adrian Banks that dropped 30 against Flower Mound.
Now Seibert has Seitz in the three-point range, and he hits. The Marauders are hitting their threes tonight.
And they need to be. They got to keep up with this Lewisville offense, and so far they are with the lead they have, but it's only by one.
And Brown decides to pull up, and he just overshoots.
I think it was trying to get a heat check there, but I mean, must have been a freezer because it was very cold.
Yeah, just kind of saw that Marcus hit their three. I guess he wanted to go for it there. And now Marauders going to have a chance to extend their 1-point lead here. It would be huge to get a gain on the Farmers.
Yeah, when you play Lewisville, you need all the points you need. So Marcus is looking, his whistle blows. Oh, and it's a carry.
That's just not good for this Marauders team. It's just every time they seem like they have some rhythm going, they just, those quick turnovers, just those, I mean, this team's young, so you expect those young turnovers, but can't be making those mistakes, especially against this good playoff team in the Farmers.
Yeah, like you said, it seems like every time Marcus has something going, a bad thing goes their way. But hey, sometimes good things go Marcus's way.
Yep, draws that driving foul there by Banks. Kind of a rough night so far for him, but this good job by this Marauders defense.
Yeah, it gets square. Banks just drives right through him, and like you said, this has just been somewhat of an off night for Banks so far. Luckily, you got guys like Traylon Green picking up the slack.
Yeah, this team is just very versatile. Seibert has Susko open in the corner. Decides to go inside. Warren, he misses.
It was a really good look there from Marcus. You gotta get your points there.
Yeah, some quick passing, and Banks tries to drive in here, and he misses. Again, he gets his own putback, misses that as well. Susko with the rebound. He tries to find someone open down the court. He steps, he needs to have somebody.
Got to get some help.
It's going to be a timeout called by Matthew Wright with the 1-point lead, 21-20. I mean, even with how this game has gone so far for both sides, I mean, Marcus coming out on top, 1-point lead here.
Yeah, with Marcus, they're kind of benefiting from an off night here by Adrian Banks, but luckily for Lewisville, like you said, Traylon Green is picking up what Banks has left off. But with Marcus, they're hitting their threes when it counts, but they got to just cut back on the fouls and the turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's got to go for Lewisville as well. They got to hit their free throws, but both sides moving quick. Just recently, Lewisville's not been hitting their shots, and Marcus hit a couple of theirs.
Yeah, it feels like right now there's a lid on the rim here for Lewisville, so they're looking to take that lid off.
Definitely some tough luck so far. 1 point lead from the Marauders, 4:49 remaining in this second quarter.
And with this Marcus defense, you can't cut back because at any point in the game, Lewisville could go off for any shots that they want.
They could just start raining threes like the Splash Bros.
When you say Splash Bros, are you talking about Luka
Clay?
Doncic and Kyrie Irving?
No, I'm definitely talking about Clay and Steph as Marauders turn the ball over once again. So Brother Key drives in here, has Scott open in the corner, and he misses. Another 3 missed from this Farmers offense. Susko, a nice
Good
little
move
spin
there.
there, and he decides to pull up, and that one just banks out. Rebound picked up by the Farmers. Traylon Green's moving in quick. He's had himself a night. Look at that finish.
Tough bucket there by Traylon Green.
As we're now moving quick here on this offense. As I say, that Seibert wants to slow down a little.
Yeah, let's create a possession here for Marcus.
Most loses it there in the corner. Chakpo's able to make something out of it. Have Steibert in the corner. Gives it off the sights.
Yeah, it was a good idea for Marcus to go slow. Get the best look you can, but
He almost gets it stolen from him and picked up, and they're going to say Lewisville ball. Some good fight there to go grab that loose ball.
yeah, the name of the game for Marcus so far has been their turnovers.
As Jackson Sight seems to be a bit of limping there off the court. Hopefully he's okay. And now that we have the time here, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Bubba's 33. They present LSMN Game of the Week. They brought us some chicken strips tonight. You enjoy those? Because personally, I love them.
Those are some pretty good chicken strips.
I mean, yeah. Couldn't ask for much else. Got great chicken strips and fries. Always helping us out every broadcast. It's great to have them.
Yeah, when you're talking about Friday nights and basketball, I mean, can't beat chicken strips. Actually, you can't beat chicken strips any day of the week.
Chicken strips are just the go-to. They're close in this one, as Lewisville won the last matchup by 11. This one a bit closer here, nearing the end of the first half.
Yeah, despite the turnovers from Marcus, I mean, they're staying in this game thanks to
Some missed shots.
right. Lewisville looking to cash in here. I mean, they've had a lid on the rim for most of the second quarter.
Only a 4 points this quarter as has someone open, and there it is. There's the lid off. Shot hit by Tylen Dunn. As Dyson Dudley drives in, has some space. He tries to kick that one out. Maybe should have taken the layup, and then a nice little quick bounce pass, but Steibert's right there to pick it up.
It's a good idea there, but defense was there for Marcus. It's a good thing. Slow things down. Let's get a possession. Let's get a smart shot here.
Ramadan sets that one up the court off to Seibert. He's fighting. Needs to find somebody. Ramadan steps up. He pulls up, kind of looking like LeBron James with that little fadeaway there.
Was that Dirk Nowitzki out there? What a
Yeah,
shot there.
He's known for that signature fadeaway. Got his own statue now
Right.
as well. Goes from deep. There is Dunn. He tries to hit once again. Can't convert this time around. Susko, who started off the night well, 8 of the first 10 points for the Marauders came from him.
Big guy there said, hey, let me run the offense. Let me try something.
As Susko's in the corner. The big guy shoots and he hits.
And that's what he wanted to try.
It's definitely the luscious locks he has. You gotta love those. Kind of looking like Thor. Open shot here. And that one's just missed there by Scott. Back-to-back missed threes for this Farmers offense.
You said he's Thor so far. He's bringing the hammer.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can bring it here.
Oh, just that one just rims out. Tried to feel himself there. Almost had it. Now Traylon Green comes back around. Tries to find the pass. Gonna say it's tipped out there by the Marauders. We're moving quick so far. Sides going back and forth.
Yeah, like you said, both teams past few minutes have been moving quick. I think Lewisville's going to want to slow things down. Let's get the best shot we can.
As you say that, they decide to work this one off the court slowly with Princeton Green. Cycles this one back around to Traylon Green. He is an open man in Tommy Scott, who decides to drive in this time. And that one just kind of rims out, but a good pickup there by Green. And he tries to kick it off the Marauder play, and it does work. Some good fight there by Princeton Green.
It was a real smart play by Princeton Green. Let's see here. He gets the miss and then steal. And then as he's falling out of bounds right here, he throws it off of a Marcus player.
Yeah, some good fight there.
Very high basketball IQ there, IQ play there from Green.
As they drive in here, fakes the
Great
shot.
move.
And almost, what great footwork to even get a shot off there. Now, ramming in, works in, finds Dudley. As Dudley drives in, the foul is called. They're going to say no shot. Going to shoot 2. As Frankie Chakbo comes in here. And this one just kind of tips off the fingers. Dudley's almost able to fight for it, and this former player gives it straight back to the Marcus player, trying to get it out from under the pile. And that's Cornett who's able to pick that easy layup up.
Yeah,
30 seconds remaining.
Big mistake there by Lewisville, as Traylon Green is not happy about that miss.
As now Ermanen works his way in, misses the layup, and now we're going back and forth here with 20 seconds remaining. Traylon Green has another chance. He doesn't hit that one.
It's like a seesaw battle here right now.
And now Marcus is working his way back. He has Cornett in the corner, and that one just bounces out.
This place was ready to explode if he made that one.
Almost just too aggressive there by the Marauders, and be a foul called.
Now with 3 seconds here, they're going to try to get a clean look here. If you're Lewisville, who do you give this last shot to?
Definitely have to be looking Traylon Green. I mean, he's had his shots as well as we go to the free throw line.
Well, Traylon Green's not going to get the opportunity to take this shot because it's free throws.
Yeah, we're a bit slow sometimes. It's okay. Kind of back and forth there. And the bonus is the Farmers.
There's no Farmers players in the paint area. They're all looking to play back for when these shots are made.
We'll see what Marcus just wants to do here with 3 seconds remaining.
I'd maybe think about intentionally missing this one so Marcus doesn't get a shot.
It was a close one, 28-27. Ermanen drives up, shoots from half court, and that one just banks out. 28-27 here at halftime. And now here on LSMN, we'll show you the new episode 6 of LSMN Overtime here during halftime. The score here, 28-27, as we'll be right back on LSMN Game of the Week.
Looking for the new hotspot for lunch, dinner, or a quick bite? Bubba's 33 in the Colony has it all. With wall-to-wall flat screens, signature half-pound burgers, handmade, stone-baked pizzas, and the coldest beverages around. We've got what you're craving. Visit bubbas33.com for more information or to order online. Bubba's 33, food for all.
This week on LSMN Overtime, we've got basketball action just before playoffs. We'll look at how Cuban Lady Hawks have turned things around, and we'll highlight a Flower Mound player who's a part of an impressive Jag family legacy.
Thanks for tuning in to the spring premiere of LSMN Overtime. I'm Alex Salazar. Ice storms in the Metroplex last week created a lot of chaos. Area sports teams had to cancel or reschedule games, but most were back on track this week. Let's begin with Tuesday night girl basketball action. The Colony Lady Cougars hosted the Wakeland Wolverines. The first shot of the game, senior Yasmin Ferraro nails a corner 3 for an early Cougar lead. Kaylin Norris was active in the paint with a couple of layups. The Cougars led by 9 in the first. A slow second quarter for the Cougars gave the Wolverines life, and they led by 2 at the half. The third quarter was raining threes for the Lady Cougars. Senior Nicole Ramtahel hit a couple of three-pointers. Later in the third quarter, sophomore guard Jayla Jones passes to forward Renee Williams, knocking down another 3. The Colony ran away with this one thanks to some great shooting behind the arc. The Lady Cougars defeated Wakeland 49-26, extending their win streak to 8, and more importantly, earning the District 9-5A championship.
In other Tuesday night scores, playoff-bound Hebron visited cross-district rival Marcus and came out with a 58-35 win. Flower Mound clinched a playoff spot with their 50-34 win over Lewisville. Turning to district standings, Hebron has the top spot and ranked top 5 in state. Capella at number 2 is actually ranked higher in state with number 3. Flower Mound is sitting 3rd in district thanks to a late season win against the Lady Hawks. Playoffs begin Monday with Hebron taking on McKinney and Lake Dallas. Flower Mound will match up against Denton Braswell at Geyer. Speaking of Hebron, the Lady Hawks have really seemed to turn things around this year after barely sneaking into the playoffs last season. Harley Smith takes a look at how Hebron has improved.
The Lady Hawks basketball team had 3 coaches in 1 year and struggled to find their culture. Now, their foothold is top 5 in state thanks to Coach Branch.
I showed them who I was as far as, they could trust me. I'm going to be here. This is where I want to be. And so, my past experience, I shared that with them, just enough to know that I know basketball.
Honestly, I love her coaching style. I feel like it fits just how we play, just put the ball in the basket, play defense. She has a very good defense philosophy, and she knows that defensive plays win the game.
She's just uplifting, and she's her presence is very much needed on the court or outside the court.
When they know they have somebody they can trust, and then they'll buy in, and then then you can get to change the culture.
Hebron has seen the Lady Hawks basketball team grow from wanting to get double-digit wins to being a serious threat. Coach Branch leads them to this success by establishing new work ethics.
It's preparation for sure. Each game, each day, each practice is very well thought out. It's planned, and depending on our opponent, we'll kind of tweak some things, but definitely preparation has a huge part to do with its success.
Over the 6 years Coach Branch has been at Hebron, she's put in the work and she wants to reflect that motivation onto her players.
I think you can just really tell how she's very passionate, and she gets in the game. She wants us to do certain things specifically. She holds us accountable to.
You get what you put into it. If you work hard and you put in the effort, then you're going to get the results that you want. There's no reason to take shortcuts or to halfway do things, because those are the results that you're going to get.
For LSMN Overtime, I'm Harley Smith.
The Overtime Grad Star of the Week is Jewel Spear, a 2020 graduate from the Colony. The 5'10 junior at Wake Forest was a key factor in the Demon Deacons' overtime win over Clemson on February 5th. Spear put up a game-high 29 points with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Lewisville star Maya Dotson set a single-season scoring record last Friday. During the game against Plano, Dotson surpassed 500 points. She scored 538 points for the season. She's also surpassed 500 rebounds and 260 steals in her impressive career with the Lady Farmers. Turning to boys basketball action, Flower Mound traveled to Lewisville Tuesday night. The Jags owned the inside of the paint for the first few possessions of the game, including these jams from senior Josh Lowe. But that's where the offense ended for the Jags. The Farmers had a great shooting night, led by shooting guard Adrian Banks. Banks started knocking down every shot he took and really seemed to lock in during the second quarter. Banks had 8 three-pointers and racked up 30 points total for the game. The Farmers took down the Jags 79-38, securing the 4th and final position in districts. You can catch the Fighting Farmers Friday night on our LSMN Game of the Week at 7 p.m. as they travel to Marcus. Other boys basketball scores from Tuesday night. Hebron traveled to Marcus and came out with a close 56-52 win. Lewisville easily defeated Flower Mound 79-38. The Colony hosted Wakeland, but the Cougars took the loss 64-54. With 2 games left in the boys' season, District 6-6A is pretty tight. Hebron at number 3 and Lewisville at number 4 could still both move up in standings. Those two will face off Tuesday night in the season finale. When we come back from the break, we'll look at soccer action. We'll also have results from the regional swim meet, which includes this week's Spotlight. Welcome back to Overtime. Here's a look at the boys' soccer scores from Tuesday night. Top-ranked Hebron had an 11-game win streak snapped when Coppell tied them 3-3. Lewisville went to Marcus and also finished in a draw. Flower Mound took down Plano 2-1. The Colony was handed a big loss by Frisco Lone Star 5-0. Tuesday's girls' scores from around the district. Hebron defeated Coppell 3-1. Marcus easily defeated district rival Lewisville 10-2. Flower Mound also breezed past Plano 6-0. The Colony pulled out a close win against Lone Star 1-0. The regional swim meet was this week, and one of Flower Mound's swimmers really stood out. Here's James Trigg with Spotlight.
This week's Spotlight goes to Luke Garrett of Flower Mound. The sophomore swimmer put on an impressive show at Tuesday Regional Swim Meet in Lewisville. Garrett took home the gold in the 100 and 200 frees. He'll also be heading to state in the 200 medley and 400 free relay. Garrett has already had a banner year, setting the Flower Mound school record for the 200. We'll see how Garrett and the rest of the JAG swimmers do at the state meet in Austin for next weekend. For Overtime, I'm James Trigg.
Thanks, James. Continuing with swimming action, both boys and girls for Flower Mound's swimming team dominated in the regional championships this week. The boys captured first overall, while the girls secured titles in the 200-yard medley and 400-yard freestyle. Helena Poseidon qualified for 2 separate events, including the 100-yard breaststroke. We hope to hear more about these swimmers as they head to state next week. If you've been watching Overtime for the last couple of seasons, you've heard us mention Maddie Cox. The outstanding Flower Mound basketball player comes from a long line of athletic success. Vinnie Williams has more.
Flower Mound senior guard Maddie Cox comes from a lineage of successful athletes from basketball to volleyball.
We're just a super competitive family. You know, we did all the sports. Volleyball, softball, you know, you name it, like track. 3 of us fell in love with basketball and we all just kind of took off from there.
Having older sisters like Lauren Cox, who's a pro basketball player in Spain, gave opportunity to learn from the best.
I would definitely turn to my family. My sisters are my rock. Just turn to them, whether it's sports, school, you know, should I do this, should I do that? Basically with anything, you know, we're all so different. I'm more of like a guard, basically. I think just kind of separating our different styles of play really been huge.
With Maddie's parents being former basketball players, they had a natural influence on their children.
You know, we never really pressured them into playing sports. It was just kind of what we knew since both of us played basketball, but we kind of let them carve out their own path and we just were there to support them.
Maddie was ready to try any sport. She played soccer, she played baseball, softball, volleyball, basketball, any kind of sport there was, she was up for it.
With that, Maddie's parents believe that her and her sisters have had an impact on the community.
They've gone to elementary school here, middle school, high school.
Having 4 kids go through here all playing sports, more girls will see that and hopefully in greater participation in girls' athletics and see that they can play a sport if they want to.
With LSMN Overtime, I'm Vinnie Williams.
That's all the sports updates we have for this week. Always working overtime for LSMN, I'm Alex Salazar.
And welcome back here to LSMN Game of the Week. I'm Brendan Selke alongside my partner, Alex Salazar. After the first half, it's 28-27 Marauders.
You know, so far in the game, both teams have had little mistakes that have really hindered them. So both teams are going to need to look to cut back on those. Lewisville, the shot here.
Yeah, open 3. That one's missed there. Both missed shots start this one here in this third quarter.
Yeah, Lewisville needs to start making their shots, converting on their opportunities, and Marcus needs to cut back on these little turnovers.
As Dudley drives in, quick little hard-working layup there.
Yeah, good move there in the post by Dudley.
Working on Styra. Traylon Green goes from deep, and that one just banks out. It's a foul here on Dudley. Lewisville will retain possession. Traylon Green definitely had himself a first half.
Yeah, and he needed to with Adrian Banks not performing as usual, and there he goes.
Yep, drives in, draws himself a foul. There's his first points of the night and gets the and one.
Yeah, we've talked about him a lot, Adrian Banks. He really hasn't performed as the normal Adrian Banks. I mean, we mentioned it a lot this broadcast. 30 points, 8 3-pointers last game. So the slump so far in the game has been unusual, but luckily for Lewisville, as he gets his free throw, the rest of the team has picked up the slack.
Yeah, he has loads of talent. I'm sure he'll maybe kick it off here in this second half. As Raymond working quick here. He's been setting up this offense most of the night for the Marauders. Draws in, and they're going to call a travel here.
Yeah, pretty much every Lewisville player in the court was screaming for a travel on that play.
Yeah, maybe just a little too quick for his feet. Raymond moving ahead one step. As Princeton Green moves up the court here for Lewisville. Once tries to find back in court, stays in somehow, and Traylon Green tries to go for the layup. Picked up his missed shot, and some good work there by Lewisville.
We got a player down here for Marcus.
Ramming in is down.
It's a good move in the post there by Lewisville.
Good for him that he's back on his 2 feet.
Yeah, that's something that you like to see, that he's being able to walk somewhat on his own weight.
Definitely another huge loss for this Marcus backcourt. Already lost James Beckett and Dominic Harris out to injury.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge blow for Marcus if he can't come back, because they need all the help they can get, especially with this somewhat low-scoring Lewisville offense that's really known for their firepower.
Rammond heads back to the locker room. We'll keep you posted if he comes back onto the bench. Hope for the best for him as Susko drives up the court for the Marauders. We need a lot from him. He had himself a good first half. Dudley tries to drive in, and it's going to be a foul called here on Lewisville. That's going to be Banks once again. Gets his 3rd foul of the night.
Yeah, this has been a really off night for Banks. Lewisville's hoping that here in the second half he can really turn it on.
Yeah, gonna have to stay out of foul trouble as Frankie works in the corner. Has Seibert.
Good find.
Now Frankie pulls up from deep, and that one just kind of rims out. And it's gonna be Marauder ball. 2 minutes into this 3rd quarter.
There's a good work there by Susko on the boards to try and get the rebound and force it to go off of Lewisville.
Frankie finds Dudley. As he drives in, nice little move, little Euro step action.
Tough finish there.
Dudley kind of been working in silence tonight, had himself a good night so far.
Yeah, like you said, working in silence. He's had a couple of big buckets and some tough finishes. They're looking for all the support they can get with the injuries that they've had in this game so far.
As now Traylon Green's working on Shaqpo. As he pulls up, and that one kind of just kicks out. Kind of feeling himself tonight. He's been leading this Farmers offense. So now Dudley's working. He's leading this offense so far. As now Traylon Green goes for the fight. Dudley's fighting for that ball. Be a timeout called here by Coach Wright. That's a smart timeout call there. He didn't want to lose possession of the ball as the visitors had the arrow.
Yeah, really smart timeout there by Marcus.
Yeah, and as I spoke of earlier, if you would like to see our package on him, he came over from Flower Mound. He spent a long time there as their assistant coach. In episode 5 of LSMN Overtime, check out our YouTube channel. We did a package on him. Good coach. He's my history teacher even, so, you know, good guy. We talked about this week. I mean, you heard about that 4-2 basketball game in Oklahoma. Definitely, he's not a big fan of holding on to the ball that long and not scoring. So, I mean, good guy. He's trying to bring the motive. He always tries to pump up schools and our sports. Every day he tries to talk about the sports that are going on in our school. He's a good coach. Definitely looking for a bright future here for the Marauders.
Yeah, you mentioned that 4-2 basketball game. What I would have paid to see it.
Yeah, but seeing the highlights on Google and all that, oh my. Just a lot of passing the ball back and forth, especially with the no shot clock in high school. As now Cornett works. He finds Chakpo over in the opposite corner. And a quick pass there. Luckily, Cornett decides to pull up. And that one doesn't hit. Kind of a quick movement there. Didn't really expect him to pull up in that situation. Almost hit.
It's a good idea there.
That's going to be a over the back foul there. On 5.
Both teams really, there isn't really necessarily a spot that they've dominated. Both teams really, they've dominated all areas of the floor, the three-point line, inside the arc, in the paint.
Yeah, just kind of been back and forth. Bit of kind of mental errors on both sides, but a good game so far. Tied 32-32, everything you would want out of a rivalry game late in the season. Marcus trying to play spoiler. Farmers trying to find their way into the playoffs.
Yeah, with this crowd especially, they're loving what they're seeing so far. A really close game here by their Marauders.
Always good to show that fight in this young team that Marcus has. Susko gives it out to Cornett. Cornett works. He drives in. Nice little good footwork there and a nice finish.
What a move there by Cornett. I mean, what a move there with his feet.
Good footwork, and now Banks tries to get himself checked, and there it is. That's the 3 we like to see out of Banks.
That's what he's known for, Adrian Banks. 8 3-pointers. Lewisville's going to look for more of that.
And a good press there by Lewisville, and a steal by Traylon Green. He had himself a first. And Dudley tries to play defense, and he plays it great.
Great defense there from Dudley on Adrian Banks.
Now we're going back and forth. Decides to slow it down. And this one's stolen, gets caught up here, picked up here by Princeton. He loses it a little. And let's see if they call a foul on that one. They're not going to. This one's going to keep going back and forth.
It seems all game, really, Lewisville's defense has just been on point.
Back out here, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Farmers. And this one went from kind of just staying still here early in this third quarter to back and forth action. We saw that a couple times in that first half, kind of just went quick back and forth.
Yeah, we saw it a few times, like you said, where it seemed that things were starting to calm down, and then out of nowhere, both teams went on incredible scoring runs.
As Devin Robinson comes in the game for the Marauders. Down 3 here, kind of been back and forth. Last 3 hit there. As Ramadan does look to be back on the court now, as Seitz is working. Good to see over there.
Yeah, it's a really good sight to see for the Marcus faithful.
As Dudley tries to work, and he turns this one over. Princeton Green with the steal, and a nice pass over there to Traylon Green. The Green connection, you would say. Going to be a timeout called here by the Marauders. Coach Wright doesn't like what he's seeing.
Yeah, and a very necessary timeout from the Marauders. He felt like Lewisville was about to go on another scoring run. I mean, they had consecutive points off of turnovers, so this is a very necessary timeout here for Marcus.
Yeah, kind of just building up that 5-point margin. They don't want to find themselves in what happened in their last game where Lewisville was able to extend their lead to 11 and kind of close out that one. Need to be able to come back in this one. Got to start hitting their threes, because what happened last time, Lewisville got a nice lead in that first half. They just hit their threes and they got straight back into it. They're going to have to do it once again here.
Yeah, and we see the replay here. They went up for a block and a tough finish there by Traylon Green.
It was just kind of that Princeton Green, Traylon Green. I mean, you got to love that connection on the court as they lead the front court for the Farmers. They've had both very good nights.
Yeah, what we've seen here from the Mean Green Machine, I mean, it's been really tough here for Marcus to handle.
As this one's 39-34 with 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
You mentioned it earlier, Marcus does not want to get into a shootout here with Lewisville, because if they even attempt to get into a shootout, they're going to lose it. So what they need to do is they have to slow things down. They got to maintain the ball. They got to make sure that they can stop this Lewisville offense.
As now Devin Robinson gets some touches. Getting that work in because of the Ramadan injury early in the third quarter. Cornett drives in, gets that one poked. It's going to be a foul there on Landon Brown, reach and foul. Already going to be the 4th foul of this third quarter.
And it almost seems like the Lewisville defense isn't even letting the Marcus offense into the paint. I mean, it seems like that all their players are staying near the arc.
As you see that there, and there's just a drive in there by Nixon Warren. They're going to say no shot. There's going to be another foul there on the Farmers.
Crowd does not look too happy about that one.
Yeah, I thought so myself. They were going to, that one there's a shot and an and one because he did hit the shot. Coach Wright was not very happy with that call. Susko has it, and that one doesn't hit. Almost able to get his own rebound, but a nice little spin to get out of the way is Traylon Green. Finds an open Farmer in the corner, and he hits. Extends the lead, the longest lead of the night, to 8 points for the Farmers.
Yeah, and this spells nothing but bad news for the Marauders because this means that Lewisville has found their groove, which is everything that the Marauders don't want.
Seitz is open, and he misses his three, and it goes straight back out to Traylon Green. Back on the fast break, and he works his way, and he gets another layup.
Tough finish there from Traylon Green.
Very quick down the court.
Almost in a matter of seconds, the momentum has completely shifted to the Farmers.
Double-digit lead for the Farmers, and now Seitz is open once again. He shoots and he misses once again. And then here we go again, Landon Brown open on the fast break. It's another easy basket. Marauders not able to get back. This one kind of pulling away here for the Farmers. Up 12 now with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, and like you said, it pulled away in a hurry. I mean, almost if you blinked once, I mean, Marcus is already up by 12 now.
It's going to be a 10-point run here in this third quarter. 12-point run, not to mention, since the first time out that the Marauders took, it's been nothing but bad news even.
Right, and I mean, most plays in the past few minutes have looked like that. A Marcus miss and then a quick down the court Lewisville run.
Yeah, just a quick turnaround and some good fast breaks by Traylon Green and Landon Brown. Get those easy baskets, not missing their easy layups. Now Coach Wright has some words that he needs to say because you were 34-34, and you went 39-34 after the first time out, and then only in a minute 9, they scored almost 9 points. It's just not what you really want to see. 7 points, that is.
Yeah, and it's exactly what you don't want to get into with Lewisville here.
Yeah, just not able to hit those shots. They had a couple of open threes to get back in that one. Jackson Sight missed a couple of those, and then Farmers were just able to kind of counterattack off it. Marcus going to have to do something here to get back into this battle of the axe. Some good news for the Marcus faithful. Raman is back on the court after suffering an injury a little bit earlier in the third quarter. Good to see him back out there.
Right, and like you said, that's really good news for Marcus. I think what they need to do here is just really slow things down, keep possession of the ball. You don't want to let them get a quick possession here.
As now Susko has it, almost not able to get out of their backcourt, able to. Now Frankie finds Dixon Warren inside. He able to get it out to Ramadan, and he shoots a three. And he's right back off the floor and on the board for Ramadan. What a three that is.
From way downtown that one was.
Feeling himself there. That's what they exactly need to kind of get some momentum back. Still down 9.
Yeah, this is what Marcus needs, some momentum.
Traylon Green drives in, and that's going to be a charging foul. Marcus
Wow.
Ball. Another foul there for this Farmers team. That's going to be their 6th foul for the third quarter with still a minute and a half remaining. That's going to come in clutch here as we get down to the final few minutes of this game.
Yeah, and it's those little wins that Marcus needs right now to try and get back into this game.
As now Luke Sko works it up to Frankie Chakpo. Now Warren gives it all back to Chakpo. He tries to set up this offense here. Minute remaining here in this third quarter. 9-point lead for the Farmers. Nice little give and go there. Chakpo works his way in, tries to bank it in.
Gotta finish those.
So now Brown works his way down the court. Traylon Green in the corner, decides to give it back out to the top. Now Princeton Green sets up. Finds his man inside who drives in and kicks it back out to Traylon Green. He's from deep and he sinks it. All nothing but net there for Traylon Green.
The green meter was on that shot.
Now Susko works his way back up to the court, double teaming him. Able to find Seitz in the corner. He's off to Raymond. And now Susko's open. And he hits back to back, nothing but net for both sides.
Looks like Thor brought the lightning on that one.
3-point barrage on both sides here. 9-point lead for the Farmers. 8 seconds left in the third quarter.
Louisville slowing things down here. They don't want Marcus to get another shot.
Traylon Green steps back, and he hits it at the buzzer.
Wow.
That's going to be a momentum shifter going into the fourth quarter as the Farmers are up 51-40. And we'll be right back here on LSMN Game of the Week.
We've got what you're craving. Visit Bubba's33.com looking for the new hotspot for lunch, dinner, or a quick bite. Bubba's 33 and the Colony has it all. With wall-to-wall flat screens, signature half-pound burgers, handmade, stone-baked pizzas, and the coldest beverages around. We've got what you're craving. Visit Bubba's33.com for more information or to order online. Bubba's 33, food for all.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Thanks for watching LSMN Overtime.
This is AV Sports Broadcasting at Tech East. We focus on sports media and live studio production. The class live streams LST games on YouTube. We also produce Overtime, a bi-weekly sportscast with highlight reels, news packages, and everything produced by students. So if you're interested in video production and editing, or if you just have a passion for sports, this class is for you. Scan the QR code to get more information, and maybe we'll see you on TV.
And welcome back to LSMN Game of the Week here, sponsored by Bubba's 33. Farmers up 51-40 after 3 quarters of play. Alex, what are you seeing out of the Farmers here? They extended their lead up to 11 points here in that third quarter.
They started listening to me. They started making their shots.
I mean, sometimes it's just as simple as that. As now they shoot from the top of the key here, and that one banks in off the backboard.
I mean, good things happen when you cash in.
54-40, and now a turnover here. Landon Brown with the steal. And an easy basket for him.
Yeah, this game is slipping away from Marcus, and it's because of things like that. This defense from Lewisville and these turnovers that they have.
Yeah, just this lockdown defense, kind of this press here they're having on their guys here has just kind of been working, just that shutdown defense. Czechpo's not been able to do much, so he finally gets it off to Susko. Now Dudley's open and takes his three. And this one kind of just banks out. Gonna be Marcus Ball. As now Cornett comes back into the game from the Riders as Jackson Sight comes out. Now a 16-point lead here. Keep in mind, Marcus was up 1 going into halftime. Now
Yeah.
a 16-point lead for the Farmers.
Yeah, and these Marcus fans are just wondering what has happened. We were up by 1 not that long ago.
Yeah, just kind of quick and start hitting their shots. Brown's able to find Traylon Green, who decides to drive in. Finds Princeton Green. Oh, what a pass there. No-look pass. Eyes on the back of his head. Good fake out.
I mean, what a pass there. That's all I could say about that one. What a pass.
And Dudley has some open space and makes his layup. And that's kind of just insane skill. Kind of just faked out all the Marcus defense. And an easy layup for the Farmers. As now Princeton Green slows the game down a little bit here. 6:30 remaining in this fourth quarter. Traylon Green with the bounce pass inside. Works on his man. This one kind of just banks out. 16-point lead. 6 minutes remaining in the fourth. Battle of the axe here. Farmers trying to clinch a playoff spot. Marcus trying to play spoiler. As Dudley works in, finds Susko outside. Had a bit of a shot. And now Susko goes for the reverse layup. Doesn't hit. Gets his own rebound. Makes that instead.
Great second chance points there from Marcus. I mean, it's things like that that's going to get them back into the game. They got to keep their head on a swivel. They got to stay in this one if they want a chance to play spoilers here.
Going to need some good, quick ball movement, especially with the slower working offense that Lewisville's going with one right now.
Right, and that's a smart move. Slow things down. Make sure that Marcus doesn't have much time left for when they get the ball.
Especially with that no shot clock here in high school basketball. As Traylon Greens decide to work on Czechpo. Worked his way around. Now cycled back to Princeton Green. Fits his way through a gap. What a pass there again. And sets up free. Going to be a foul here. See if it's free throws for the Farmers, as it will be. Will shoot 2.
And if this result holds, the game on Tuesday for Lewisville against Hebron is going to be a huge matchup with absolutely humongous playoff implications.
Yeah, you need that. Definitely need that seeding going into the playoffs. Want to play the easier team for you.
It's going to be a very hostile environment for Lewisville as they have to go into Hebron if they want to be the higher seed in these playoffs.
Definitely going to be a fun one. And now Marcus just trying to kind of escape out some things here. They've had some bright spots here tonight. You can't say they haven't. I mean, Dudley's looked good. I mean, as well as they're kind of hitting their threes, that one kind of rims out.
They're doing good on the boards, like right there.
And it works his way back inside, misses that layup. But then again, there's the offensive rebound. Kind of fighting seems more than this Lewisville offense right now.
And that's one of the bright spots that Marcus has had in the game so far, these offensive boards.
Yeah, they're just kind of, I mean, it's just that working and it's that work ethic. That's exactly what you want out of your team for Coach Wright. He just wants his team to keep fighting no matter the score. As Princeton Green works his way in here, and what a block there by Susko.
He said, not in my house tonight.
As now Devin Robinson comes in for Ramadan, who still seems a bit shaken up off that ankle injury he had early in that third quarter. Hope he's all good. Sophomore, young talent for this Marcus team. As now Cornett's open in the corner. And that one just kind of kicks out. Cornett tries to get his own rebound, but Landon Brown's right there.
Now a really good look there from Marcus.
And now Landon Brown decides to work his way back out. Kind of slow this one down once again. 14-point lead. Landon Brown finds an open man in the corner. And he hits his shot. Just too easy there. The three-pointer made once again.
That one really stung with the Marcus fans because they felt like they had a shot, like we can get back into this game. But when things like that happen, you might as well go to send this one to bed.
Yeah, those three-pointers are finally hitting them here tonight. We spoke all about Adrian Banks early in the broadcast, talking about how he had such a good night. As Devin Robinson inside, they're going to call this one out of bounds. But we were talking about how he had dropped a 30-piece against Flower Mound, working his way, and just kind of tonight he's only dropped 3 points. I mean, he hasn't been much, but if you look on the other side for this team, Traylon Green's had a good night. Princeton Green's had a good night. I mean, this team's just kind of working even without him. It just shows how versatile this team is, especially going to the playoffs. You need more than one lethal scorer.
Right, and like you said, like despite the off night from Banks, he really didn't need to shine because the others really shined tonight. Like you said, Traylon Green, Princeton Green, Landon Brown, they all picked up from where Banks left off in the last game.
As now Traylon Green works his way here, finds a man outside. That's Landon Brown, who works his way inside. And good steal there. By Susko. He's had himself a night, and then behind the back as well. He decides to drive in and take it himself. What a finish there.
Look at the drive from the big fella. Wow.
You gotta love that. Showing that energy here late. Good fight as well. And finishes it off himself. Luke Susko, definitely one of those bright spots. A freshman here for this Marauders team. Again, as we spoke of, bright future for this team. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see, especially late in this game.
Yeah, the future is bright for guys because of guys like Susko.
Open space here for the Farmers. Not able to get a shot, and that's another good play by Susko. And then a quick turnover as well. And Landon Brown will take it himself. Tries to dunk. That one kind of just rims in. Bit of a half dunk, if I say so myself.
If that one went in, the Lewisville student section would have blown the roof off.
Yeah, this Farmer faithful definitely would have loved to see that. This goes almost fakes the pull up, drives in, and look at him. He's still working his way in. He's had himself a good night, bringing the hammer, as we've said all night.
Susko saw that there was a mouse in the house, and he said, oh, there is? All right, let me go to work. And as we see right here, he gets the pass, fakes right, sees that a smaller defender's there, and he just goes to work.
As the timeout is called here, 15 points is the margin here for the Farmers. They had himself his third quarter, kind of extending that lead to 11 points, then extended here to 15 points in the fourth quarter. 65-50.
Yeah, this Marcus team won't really go away. When Lewisville feels like, okay, we can maybe take the foot off the gas here. I think we can put this one in cruise control. Marcus keeps coming back.
And that's kind of what you want to see. I mean, Coach Wright, they haven't had the season they definitely wanted to have after last season, which they went 10-4 in district, made the playoffs. I mean, you're looking into this season. Didn't go the way you wanted it to, but they're still showing fight, and that's exactly what you want to see out of a team that hasn't had the best of the season. But showing fight and showing effort day in, day out, I mean, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, with such a young team like this with Marcus, I mean, what you really want to see is development. And that's what we're seeing tonight, especially from Susko, the freshman, who's played an amazing game thus far.
Yeah, Luke Susko, they got Jaden Remanen, he's a sophomore as well. Frankie Chakpo as well is also a sophomore. This team's really young. Even you could say Devin Robinson, who played a little here, he's on the court right now, number 11, as well as a sophomore. And then there are two injured guys, Dominic Harris and James Beckett. Only juniors, so they still got another year left in the tank. This team might be lethal coming into next season. You never really know.
You're absolutely right. This season may have been not so great for Marcus, but I'd say keep your heads high because you might have something cooking next season.
As Lewisville works this one up, slows it down here. As this one goes over Traylon Green, and this one works right back out to Princeton Green. Kind of been working the time here.
It's good passing here from Lewisville.
Yeah, elite ball movement, if I say so myself.
Great fake there.
Going to be finally a foul call once again. And now that we have the little bit of a time, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Bubba's 33, once again, catering us food tonight, and of course every broadcast. Gotta love them sponsoring us. Always delicious food that they bring us.
Gotta love it.
As now Susko works his way up this court. Definitely deserves to bring this ball up the court of the night he's having. And finds Cyber in the corner, open, and that one just kicks out. Kind of fans wanted to see that one. He is the lone senior on this team. This will be his last home game.
Yeah, fans really wanted to see that one. Oh my goodness.
Almost. Seemed to be an ankle breaker there. Look at that, just good presence. And Traylon Green decides not to shoot as he had the open shot. We got a minute 15 remaining in this one.
A smart move there by Green as he wanted to take it, but then he realized, okay, well, let's just run the clock out here.
Yeah, minute left here. Traylon Green with a nice move behind his back.
Great move there, great find.
I say no, and a travel here called on the Farmers. I mean, hey, even then you got to love the ball movement. I mean, Marcus is kind of pressing to get that ball back, and they're just able to kind of work around him.
Yeah, you really got to love the ball movement there by Lewisville. They had open looks, but then with high IQ basketball moves there, they thought better of it. They passed it, they ran some clock, and now Lewisville has only under a minute left in this game.
As Dyson Dudley drives himself in, gets the easy basket. And as we're clicking down the clock here, we like think this LSMN Game of the Week here. Scores seem to be, I don't know, 65-52. Gotta love this one. Farmer's probably gonna come out with a victory this one, a minute remaining. I'd like to give a big shout out to our director, Haley Baker, as well as our technical director, Harley Smith. And we'd like to also thank our producers, Patrick Beals and Brandon Jackson. And as this clock ticks down with 45 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you mentioned them just now. Gotta love Jackson and Beals.
Yeah, two great guys. Gotta love them both. Two great teachers as well. As Lewisville is going to clinch their playoff spot here tonight, have a very important game, as you spoke of earlier, against Hebron coming up next Tuesday.
Yeah, with that game coming up, I mean, I think the Hawks Nest is going to sell out that night for what's at stake for that game for both teams. With Hebron ahead of Lewisville in the standings right now, even with this win for Lewisville, the only way they can move up is if they win that game. So Lewisville is going to look to bring it all in that game.
Yeah, definitely. And then for this Marcus side, kind of just rolling down the end of this season here. Definitely kind of a tune-up season. Looking forward to next year. They will drop to 2-11 in district and 10-20 on the year. Just kind of a bit of a rougher year for them. But as we've said, tune-up year. This team is very young. Only one senior on the roster. So definitely looking on to next season for this Marcus team. Fought well. I mean, going into this one, I don't think either of us thought this one would have been this close for the longest time going into the third quarter. There's only Marcus had a 1-point lead going into halftime. So good fight by them, but Farmers were able to hit a couple of their shots in the third quarter and kind of just pulled away in this one.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rough season here for Matthew Wright's squad, but like you said, this team is going to make a lot of noise in district in the next couple of years.
Yeah, good presence for this Marcus team. I mean, even the past couple years they made the playoffs and just kind of a bit of a down year. Had coaching changes, 3 coaching changes in the last 3 years for them. I mean, their last coach only spent a year here, so I mean, you're kind of just changing things so much. So, but bright future, and for this Farmer team, gonna lock up their playoff spot and fight for higher seeding on Tuesday.
And sadly, it looks like the Marcus faithful are starting to make their way towards the exits,
as they will maybe run the clock out on this one, as Marcus still fighting to get the ball back here, still showing that great effort they have on their team.
Yeah, this was a young, scrappy team this year, and they are looking to make a lot of noise in the upcoming years.
Yeah, 2024 definitely seems to be this year, as Lewisville will clock this one out, and it'll end 65-52 for the Lewisville Fighting Farmers. And of course, we'd like to thank Kaylee Baker, our director, and our technical director, Harley Smith, once again. And then our producers, Patrick Beals and Brandon Jackson. For everyone here at LSMN, I'm Brendan Selke, alongside my great, amazing partner here tonight, Alex Salazar.
It's been great working with you tonight.
Yeah, but it was always fun. 65-52 is your final score for the Lewisville Fighting Farmers. And then we wish everyone thank you for joining us, and we wish you a happy, happy night.
Looking for the new hotspot for lunch, dinner, or a quick bite? Bubba's 33 in the Colony has it all. With wall-to-wall flat screens, signature half-pound burgers, handmade, stone-baked pizzas, and the coldest beverages around, we've got what you're craving. Visit bubbas33.com for more information or to order online. Bubba's 33, food for all.